Welcome to the ET-197 PLC analog exercise part 1, where we're going to do the OIT screen design. Okay, here we are at our Seymour Micro software, and we're going to build a new panel for our analog exercise. So let's go to File, Start Project, and let's go ahead and browse just to our desktop. Okay. And we're going to call this guy Analog Exercise 1. Okay, next thing we need to do is select our HMI type, and it's going to be EA1-6, T6CL. And we're going to select our protocol, and it's going to be Automation Direct Do More Serial. And that's enough. Let's go ahead and start. And let's just pick a background color to get us warmed up. And let's make it a real light blue, green. Let's make it a light green. There you go. So let's go ahead and import our database. Tag name database. And it's tag db-analog-197. Okay, and we're going to import. And we could go up the database and we can see that everything's there. Good. And that's a good start. Let's start with a new type of switch I'm going to show you here. So let's go to View, Window, Object List. Okay. And we're going to do a tri-state switch. So let's click on it. Open it up. Let's close that out because I want a horizontal, so I'm going to make sure we're going to use this one. Good. So our button 1 is going to be off. Button 2 is going to be analog. And our last one's going to be bar chart. So we're going to use this as a selector switch for our displays. And let's go ahead and we're going to go to our database, and we're going to use button 2 as button 2 and button 3. And if we go back to our database, we have them already there. DLX2 and DLX3 are going to be our button 2 and 3. Good. And off code is green, and on, that's good. And that's good for now. Let's just drag him down to the bottom here. Okay, there is our analog and bar chart switch. So if we push off, both of these will be off. If I push analog, it's going to select the analog button. And if I check bar chart, it's going to select the bar chart switch. So, good. I want to display the binary number of our analog input. So let's go to Numeric Display. And let's grab one. This looks good here. Let's go ahead and bring that up there. And this display tag is, let's go down, and it is going to be display 1. So we're going to display the first analog pot. Okay, that's a good color. And since our binary number is going to be 4 bits, we need to open that up. Good. So let's go ahead and, well, let's make this one here label. Let's call this one WX0 because that is the name of our first input, our analog input. And we're going to leave it at signed decimal. Good. And if we go back in here, our display 1 is going to be a signed integer 16. So it's a 16-bit number with the first bit being the minus or plus sign. So it's actually a 15-bit number with the far left one being a plus or minus sign. And let's go ahead and copy that guy. Bring him down, and let's open him up, and he's going to be our second display for our other pot. So we're going to go to display 2 for and we're going to call the label WX1. Good. All right. So next thing we want to do is we're going to build a analog meter. And default looks good to me. Alright, so 0 to 100, good. So we're going to use a divider on our program in order to make this work. And we're going to just call this analog meter 1. And our tag name is going to be analog meter 0. Okay, and that looks good. So let's copy this guy, paste him, and let's open him up, and he's going to be analog meter 2. Okay. And if we go back into our database, he is connected to our DLX. It's going to be our output of our divided here, so it's going to be DLV11, and display 2 is going to be DLV2. Good. Okay, so next thing let's add is a bar chart. So we're going to go to our meters and graphs and add a bar chart. And we're just going to use the default. Okay, so we're going to make this one green after we select it. So it's going to be bar 1. And let's make it green. We want a darker green, so it, oh, the background. No, we don't. Yeah, that's good enough. So what we want to do is actually do our pattern, and blue is good. Okay, and that's good. Actually, since our analog device goes up to 4096, let's go up to 4096. So that is our binary number that we're going to hit. So let's go ahead and open this guy up, drag him down, and we're going to call this bar 2, 4096, and let's make the chart, let's make it yellow. On this one though, let's make a target line that it's going to get upset about. So let's add our target line, and our value would be, let's make it 3500. So we're going to have it change color once it exceeds that. So we're going to change the pattern, and we're going to make it red. Make it angry here. So our line color is going to be red, and once we get past this, it's going to change our bar chart to red once it exceeds this value. Good. Okay, let's add one more device, and we're going to go to a lookup text. So what we're going to do is add a lookup text. And let's go ahead and open it. Our tag name should be Lookup Text. And hopefully our message database, and it did not add it. So we'll go ahead and we'll fix that here in a second. And label Lookup Text. And let's go to back color. Let's just make it light blue. Go OK. Alright, actually that fits there pretty well. So, okay, that looks good enough. We'll come back and we'll fix the database. let's fix the database here for our lookup text. So let's go to message and let's go ahead and add. So message 1, we're going to say, we'll say OK. How about that? OK. Alrighty, so let's add another one and let's say analog. And let's add another one, 3, and we're going to say bar chart. Okay, so what this is going to do is we're going to send this to our text, and we're going to tell it to go to number 1, and it's going to display that text, 2 and 3, and it'll display the other text. So this is a way that we could do numerous text. I think it goes to 256, but I'm not sure right now. So let's go ahead and close out of that, and OK. And our screen is done, so all we have to do now is send it to our PLC.